So after coming across this indie game, which has one of the best combat systems I've played in a minute, I was suddenly inspired to make my own combat system, and then build a game with what I think would be a unique blend of two video game mechanics alike: procedural generation and randomness from roguelikes, and extraction and survival mechanics popular in shooters like Fortnite, Escape from Tarkov, Apex, and much more. So I threw together a quick game design document in my head. And in order to make this game work, I have narrowed it down to 3 core systems: a great combat system, procedural levels with some roguelike and extraction mechanics working together to create something unique, and great polish, which is very important. Players need to feel powerful, otherwise the combat fantasy is gone. I decided to start with the combat system, as most of our game design would be built around this, so it makes sense to lay the foundations for it first. To start off, we are going to need a playable character. Unfortunately, I have 0 skills in game dev art, but I need some art to make a working prototype to be able to test my ideas. Cannot afford an artist right now, so I looked through the archives of itch and found this cool samurai burn artist with lots of cool character pixel animations and art. There are also cool monsters in his portfolio which can work as our enemies in game. Now that we have some assets to work with, let's put together some systems to give our samurai and enemies some life.
Several song-filled hours later.
After a few weeks of programming, I was able to get our character moving, jumping, evading, parrying, and being able to chain full combos. I took a goblin asset from the artist on itch to serve as a basic enemy. He doesn't do much yet, but he reacts to hits and can take damage and has death logic running behind the scenes. I am just yet to add some death animations and more logic, saving all of that for when I start building the enemy AI. I also layered in some placeholder sound effects, visual effects, to ensure the systems are working, and now that we've got a solid foundation to build on, we can always replace them later. Behind the scenes, I'm designing everything to be modular, because coming back to clean up code you have written a long time ago is one of the worst things ever, and it will destroy motivation going forward. I would love to talk about this composition some more, but that would make this video longer than it needs to be. As a result, I have decided to talk about this in some other video, but not this one. So that's where I'm at. I'm torn between a few decisions for the next steps. Do I build out the enemy AI? Or start prototyping the skill system? Or maybe keep adding sound effects and visual effects to increase the game juice? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.